are your blind spots in life? Now, you might think that's an interesting question, or how do I know my blind spots if I'm blinded to the spots? Right? How do I know what my blind spots are? Because am I not blind to them? It's all about looking at the things that maybe you're avoiding or choosing not to see clearly. So another way of looking at blind spots would be, are there aspects of my life where, I'm kind of avoiding seeing that the way that it really is? Those are blind spots. Blind spots are the areas, places, and spaces in our lives where, for whatever the reasons, we're not seeing them clearly. We're not seeing them as they are. We're not seeing them in truth. Sometimes it's hard to see things, to accept certain realities. And so rather than turn toward them, we turn away. And they become blind spots. And unfortunately, what happens is when we're not seeing things clearly and relating from that clarity, it means that we're not being present with those things and offering those things what they really need in order to be different. Any interventions that I offer, a situation or circumstance that I'm truly not seeing clearly, maybe I'm just, rose-colored glasses. I'm relating to this as I'm hoping it was, or from this other place. It means that those interventions are likely to exacerbate the very thing that's already hard for me to look at. Because when we're not present, there's no way we even know how to respond. There's no way that any quote unquote fix that we have is going to be aligned with what's taking place, because we're not seeing it clearly. If I'm driving down the street and let's just say I'm late for work, or I'm just, I'm driving down the street, I'm in my flow, I'm going along, and I'm approaching an intersection, and you know what? I really want that light to be green. That's a green light for me. And I just proceed right on through and crash because the light was in fact red. It wasn't green. It wasn't what I wanted or hoped for. It could care less if I was running late or in a flow. I didn't see it as it showed itself to me. And then there becomes consequences for that. I've now created a bigger problem. And so I'm in the cleanup aspect of this situation. And now I really have to look at it. And not only do I have to see that it was in fact a red light, now I have to deal with what is it about me that refused to see it as it was. Does seeing something clearly create a hardship? Does it make you feel less than if it's other than you desire? What are your blind spots and what are mine? What are the ways that in our lives that we're just simply not showing up in a way that's aligned with what's in front of us? We are fully equipped to navigate what comes up in our lives. But the only way for you to navigate it, the only way for me to navigate it effectively, is to actually be present with it and see it for what it is, to see it clearly, to be with the hard truth that, wow, he's really not who I thought. She's really not going to rise to the occasion even for herself. I have no control over that. Let me not identify with that situation, because that happens too. We have these blind spots because we're overly identifying with something that isn't ours, and then we don't want to look at it. So we run right on through that red light. And we create a bigger mess. And we're like, what happened? Oh my God, the light was green. No, it wasn't. It wasn't green. And had you looked and saw, you would have seen. It was red all along. Like the red flags that people show us. We don't see them because we don't want to see it. We don't want to then have to turn the lens around to ourselves and ask, well, how did I get in this? Why did I choose this? What did I do wrong? When we personalize things and overly identify, we're not going to be on the path of seeing them clearly and meeting it and learning and growing it forward and being available to our deepest insight and wisdom as to how to deal with it. And here's the thing, whether we want to deal with something or not, whether you want to face that or not, it's still there. And wherever you go, there you are. So what does it take to turn toward the blind spots in your life? Do you have to slow down? Do you need to seek coaching or therapy? Is there a book that can help you along? Do you know you have it all already and you're just not accessing it? What does it take to turn toward your blind spots and begin to see them clearly? Today on the path, I want to leave you with that. I want to leave you with seeing your life, the situations, circumstances, people. See it all clearly. Even if it's hard, even if it's devastating, even if it's, not how you want it to be, unless it's going to cause you mental harm. Know thyself. Know thyself. Take care of yourself, right? Be mindful to take good care of your mental well-being. That's important. So if you feel at risk in some way, be with that and seek appropriate help. Otherwise, turn toward and look more closely. See the things that you don't want to see clearly so that you can move beyond them, so that those things become different, so that you know how to be with it all. But when we run, when we hide, when we shield our eyes from the sight of our seeing, we're just prolonging and delaying the inevitable. And we're also adding ingredients to the equation that makes it worse. May we not do that. If we can't make it better, may we not make it worse. So again, look at the blind spots. Peel back those layers and begin to practice seeing things as they are. Seeing things clearly.